Hello, this is Builder Shed here, and today we are taking a look at Ubuntu 22.10. And before I mention anything, yes, I do have a bit of a cold right now, and that's why I'm a bit breathy right now and all that stuff. So, yep. And some of you may notice this already, but yes, some sites are already pointing to that this is, well, not terminal right here pointing to it, but this right here, the fact that OBS is running on here and not outside of this, is potentially pointing to, well, that this is running on actual hardware. What am I doing? And no, I'm not running this in a virtual machine either. I do a NeoFetch right here because even the about page in GNOME, since it's so dang simplified, isn't going to show up everything. I'm running this on a dual boot iMac. On an older dual boot iMac. iMac 12. An iMac 12.1. And I'm running this on iMac from mid 2011, so it could really only go up to High Sierra. Well, technically I had CD drive and all that stuff, so yep. So yeah, this will be our first Unreal hardware review. And another thing you're also going to be noticing that we are not doing we're not reviewing the installer, so it's just, yeah, we're not reviewing the installer side of things. So that's kind of the nice thing too, that you're also going to be realizing. Because we've reviewed the Ubuntu installer multiple times and it has not changed at all in this. I'm going to be honest, the Flutter-based installer is probably going to be coming in a year from now. So when that does come, I am reviewing that. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look around. So I got Firefox loaded up. In 22.10 is known as Kinetic Kudu, and it was released on the 20th of October, which was literally 2 days ago from the time I was making this video. And yeah, it improves experience of enterprise developers and IT administrators, blah blah blah. Inches a quality of life update, it says, but it delivers toolchain updates to Ruby, Go, GCC, and Rust. Some very popular programming languages right now. OpenSSH is now configured by default to use systemd socket activation. So some other stuff. Support for microcontrollers and embedded displays on the Raspberry Pi. Ooh. And some other stuff. And GNOME 43 is now in this, and in GTK4 displays and all that stuff. So yeah. So y'all may be wondering, what's the whole thing with GTK3? Like what? So, for one, this whole side up here has been changed a little bit. So now we can activate Nightlight or something. Not gonna change much at all. You know, volume sliders, and nice thing you'll notice right here. You can change your little sound output and all this stuff right here for input. Slide brightness stuff, which isn't really working, obviously. Switch it to dark mode, which I'll do that from settings. And got little settings and all that stuff. So I'm going to click on this, and this takes us straight to settings. We're going to get there later. Already, I dig this wallpaper though. It's like Ubuntu has gotten a lot better with wallpapers recently. From what I've heard from quite a few people. And especially the shading though. This is nice. I love like the wireframe and all this stuff. Like it actually looks like like an energized thing with this. So that's what I like. And of course, you have the traditional Ubuntu stuff, like over here, the dash to dock panel. You know, with it all set up, and yeah, as well as by default the drives enabled. So if I click this open, which is the open core little partition right here, the open core patcher, which yeah I have installed in this machine, it'll pop up in this whole thing. So yeah, it's not going to pop that open obviously because that is an entire APFS volume, and Linux and APFS are not best friends. Literally, the only best friend to APFS is the Apple side, is Mac OS. So yeah, got a literal help button, got the desktop guide and all that goodies. I'm gonna move this microphone actually. You can read through that if y'all want. Now we can look at Ubuntu software, see if they changed anything about it. Which is going to take a little bit. And yeah. For some reason this version of OBS though does not have a pause button, which saddens me for some reason, so here's the Ubuntu store right now. I can see some outdated icons for some reason are down there and all that stuff, but yeah, get cracking, MuseScore, Notepad QQ, VLC, Hugo, new image manipulation program, and of course, like let's just take a program for example. It's all as a snap. I don't know why the bronies chose to put something on there. We're gonna have as a deb, and I'm gonna. It's already installed as a deb. I'm gonna install this as a deb right here, so just to show you all. So you put in your password and it'll install like that. I'm pretty sure I've gone over this store a lot, but this is not the exact same as y'all may thought. Well, this is just the usual Ubuntu software fork. It's not changed much as far as I know. So, yep. AppArmor hates GIMP. Don't know what the problem there is. Usually these are more with their system as a whole. I think when it does that, yep. If I want to install the snap, just pop open GIMP right here. I'm gonna get Inkscape on here as a snap. Like yours, GIMP on here. So I can just open up a new file, just screw around with it. But yep, I'm just going to quit it, discard changes. And I'm going to install Inkscape as a snap. Put my password again. And it's going to take like a bit. And there's other stuff you can get on here, a lot of others. You got even your categories and stuff. Boxes literally look like a tesseract. Yeah, there's your good old GNOME software right there, and Inkscape's still doing his little thing, so I think we can go exploring a little more. Any changes in Nautilus? Yes. And the thing about Nautilus is it is now running GNOME. It is now its GTK4 variant. And yeah, in Ubuntu did a little bit of modification to libadwaita a little bit. From what I've seen, it's mostly just a font modification and icon modification. So yeah. But now you bring it over a little bit. You shrink it enough. That side will go down this way to the point, and it's going to be like this. So now it's like a cute little file manager like this. I just click over here. It brings open this little menu. Here you can sort it. It'd be like this. And that's just overall nice, if you ask me. Of course, Ubuntu has a little search feature up there. Of course, you got your other stuff. Got your calendar application, which I'm pretty sure is just your GNOME calendar. And yeah, some other stuff. And going over the Ubuntu apps, which I'm pretty sure we've gone over quite a bit before. They should not be hard at all. Jeez. Which these are, you pretty sure all the GNOME apps right here we're dealing with. And it does come with a good amount of games as well. So we click on this. What it's going to do, it's going to pull open software and updates. It looks like good old Inkscape is now installed. So we pull open this. It's going to pull open Inkscape, but snaps do take a little bit longer to open. I'm just going to point that out for anyone who don't know, but yeah. And give a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to let that do its little thing in the background before I hit to that. So, yeah. So click on the button, will pop open software and update. That now pops open. So, yep, here it'll pop open Inkscape. You just click save, blah blah blah, new document, and you get going to your holly jolly time. You just close out of that. So, yeah. So clicking on this thing right here will take us over here, where if any of your devices need additional drivers, it'll pop them up here ready for you to install. And you'll select them and you'll click apply. And this whole application right here, software and updates, you'll find right over here as an option too. It is the broader thing. Yeah, Ubuntu. You'll just select Ubuntu software. You'll select your main repositories like proprietary drivers for devices restricted. That's automatically selected. Software restricted by copyright or legal issues. Multiverse. That's selected by default. Community maintain free and open source software. Selected. Canonical supported free and open source software. Enabled by default. And select your server too, so you can select main server for the United States, etc., etc. So, yep. And you can add other software too, so you can add an APT, all that stuff. So yeah. You also got updates as well, and yeah. Now I could go over how to quickly upgrade Ubuntu right here if you're on like 22.04. For anyone still on that. So if you install 22.04, Or if I'm just gonna type password in right here, it's gonna say for long-term support versions by default. You want to select for any new version is what you want to select. And it'll prompt you immediately, or I think, I'm not sure. Yeah. You also got other things such as authentication and that other stuff. I'll deal with that later. So, looking around more, there's other things. Disk usage analyzer. Now this is nice. This right here, you get to see which is taken up the most on your system, and that has to be really nice. Advanced network configuration. Okay. So, yeah. Backups, and it'll backup application, disks, messing GNOME disks, image viewer, document viewer, blah blah blah. All other stuff, nothing more to see there because if you use GNOME, you've probably been through those. So document scanner, pretty much fully fledged, obviously. And you got the big one right here. Other than startup disk creator, startup applications. This one is going to check for updates, and it'll even prompt you when there's updates. Even though you could always just pop open the terminal and do like a sudo apt update, but that's if you're more of a terminal savvy user, which I know most of you probably aren't. And yeah, I want to help out the user-friendly users, and when there's graphical alternatives, that's why I promote, and that's why I think that's why I think developers need to work on the most, creating graphical alternatives to help out the newer users and the people that don't want to waltz into the terminal often. So, yep. Updated software has been issued since 22.10 has released. You want to install it now. You can select default updates, and it's just Ubuntu base. See more stuff, you could just look down here, complete blah blah blah. Click install now, and it's going to install those updates. It's going to prompt you for your password. Just put in your little password right here, and it's going to go straight to installing. So yeah, it'll be done installing after a bit. So now let's look at this, the settings menu. This is also been upgraded to, well, libadwaita, so just point that out there. You can switch to default or dark. I'm going to switch to dark for now. Why was this not on dark? Okay, switch you to full dark. And I'm going to, well, select a different color. Go with the old Ubuntu color. Or we can go with my favorite type of color. Right here. And there's also other variations. You also choose what you could probably find, what they've probably designed this wallpaper as on a different distribution. like it, another way they design it. And now imagine if they made this the wallpaper. Now that would be baller. This would also be baller if you ask me. Like, that would be awesome. And you also got your generic Ubuntu wallpaper, which is pretty nice. And you got your nature wallpapers, which I love. I love Ubuntu's nature wallpapers. They're pretty dang nice. Got the white ones, which is literally just an eye flashbang, is what it is. I'm gonna go with the nature one right here. That's what I'm gonna go with. Ubuntu desktop. You can. I'm gonna change these to the top left, and for example, you can change size. I'm gonna change them to small. When it comes to the dock, you can have it be auto hide, or you can just have it be like this. So, bring an application over here. It's gonna hide it. So, that can be nice for someone. Shrink it down a bit. You can actually put it down low, so you can have it be like this. Which I'm pretty sure a lot of people try doing this to hear their Windows feel. And yes, you can turn off panel mode. And you can get yourself a full Mac experience. Well, a half Mac experience. Yeah. And you can also disable some things like include like different volumes, disable the trash. It's all that stuff, so yeah. So already, Ubuntu's we were easily able to make Ubuntu look pretty dang nice from this. Head straight back into this, and let's see what else we can finally do. So you look at here. Of course, we got our little good old our good old specifications for this iMac right here that I'm running Ubuntu on and all that stuff. And yeah. And all that other stuff. So, yep. Printer is able to be done off the bat. You also got sound settings, all that stuff. So, you know, obviously see my voice rising up and rising about around this. So, yep. You also got alert sound settings. I like the default alert sound. And yeah, it's pretty good so far. Of course, there's other things you do. There's things I'd recommend doing off the bat. And it'd be for one, getting Synaptic. Synaptic on here. That's just a must. And this updater over here, just to mention, when it's done, it's going to say this. This computer needs to restart to finish installing updates. You can click restart later, okay? It's not going to be wrong when just clicking that. So, And I'd also be the one to install Extension Manager, if that has to be found in the repositories. Which it's taken an awfully long time to find. So let's just take a look at the dock. What can we throw down here? I'd probably throw settings down here. I definitely yeet Thunderbird out of here. As a man who likes terminal, I throw my terminal down here, but I know not everyone likes terminal. Just remember, terminal is not required for Linux. Just point that out there. I like having a task manager open so I can nuke tasks off the bat. And I'd probably throw that down there. So yeah. This would be the other extension I'd definitely install. Right here. So let's get that installing. Yeah. Right here, this is when you can go absolutely haywire. User themes. Bop. Extension list. Bop. Caffeine. Bop. I'm sorry, it's all I'm just going to be putting on here. Like, arc menu. Bop. I don't think art menu is compatible with dash to dock anymore. Nah, open weather is going to dox me. And then blur. And now Ubuntu actually looks a lot nicer. I just go in here, just app icon. Arc menu version. Yeah, we can't move it. Yeah, which is sad, but we are reaching almost 30 minutes right here. So yeah, you can't really deal with this right here, which is kind of stupid to be honest. So yeah, this just about does it for today, and so far from the looks of it, Ubuntu 22.04, 22.10, looks to be a pretty solid release. He's pretty solid interim release for many, and if you haven't upgraded, I highly recommend it actually. Most wallpapers are actually pretty good so far, and yeah. Also, many of you should enjoy the upgraded GNOME 43 anyways, and it should be a boost as well, so yeah. This has been Miller Shed here. Hope to see y'all next time. See ya.